I want to talk about the different layers that we have within us. And let's say we have a physical body with bones and tissue, muscles. And so we have this physical experience. And we feel things in that body. We can feel when we get a bump to our knee, if we fall and hurt our knee, and we may have a headache if we're studying too much, or tight tension in our jaw. We might have a little bit of neck pain from studying or from tension that we have. And so there's a physical experience that we have, and we often talk about in terms of pain or tension. We also have other bodies. We have a mental body, and so that has to do with our thoughts. So sometimes if we get hurt or have a lot of tension, we might think about things of, that was stupid, or I wonder if I'm going to get this blood stain out of my clothing from falling and hurting my knee. Or you might think, oh gee, did I break my bone when I fell and hit that that rock that was there in the grass. So we start to have these thought processes that are happening. We also have an emotional response. So sometimes when we are experiencing stress or trauma, we might worry about a situation or a person. We might be fearful and afraid of what's going to happen, of the unknown. We may get really angry. So we start to realize that we have all these different layers. We also have a spiritual layer. And this has to do with our connection to something bigger, to God. And so technically these are inside of us instead of outside, but for purposes here, we're seeing that there are multiple ways that we can look at a situation. So if I were a little girl and I went out and rode my bike and fell and hurt myself, I might physically have a pain. Mentally, I might be thinking, uh-oh, my mom's going to be mad at me. I wasn't supposed to ride my bike. I tore my dress. I'm going, what am I going to do? How can I get help? And then emotionally, I'm going to be scared that something happened, and I might be worried that I'll get in trouble, and I might feel sad that now I have a big bruise on my knee, and everybody's going to ask me at school, and I'll be embarrassed. And then from a spiritual level, we may think, oh, I'm no good. Why do I fail all the time? I'm so clumsy. And you start to then worry about deeper issues of, am I a good person? Maybe my mother won't love me anymore. And so these layers get imprinted within our physical being. Our muscle tissue, our connective tissue hold emotions, and our bones hold memory. And so when we have little things, it may not be very much, but if we have layer upon layer over the years, it starts to build up. And when we have a traumatic experience, when we're in the midst of incredible stress or a traumatic event that happened, that adds a very large imprint into all of these layers. And one of the advantages of using acupressure is that when we hold some of these points on the body, we actually are starting to connect all of these layers, because acupressure is a holistic approach. And so it brings into balance all of these parts of ourselves that have imprints within it, and helps to re-establish kind of a unity within our body, within the flow of energy. So acupressure is one way that actually brings us into whole being health, because it's helping to address the whole person, instead of maybe going to just a pastor for pastoral care and prayer, or talking with a counselor for our mental health, or having a good cry and trying to release the emotions that have been pent up within us, or going to the doctor if we have a hurt knee or arm. This system addresses the whole person.